Listen, you two know footballers very well, obviously. Do you think if Thomas Tuchel were taking the team tonight, that this many players would have pulled out? 9 have pulled out. Branthwaite was called up and pulled out straight away. Doesn't even make it onto the graphic. Do you think that many would have pulled out if Thomas Tuchel had been in the dugout?
Can I say that? What I would say is, in respect of the players that have pulled out,
particularly Arsenal.
No. What I would say is, again, you'd like to have seen him there, but we're talking about a period of time where, at this kind of break, where the players, seeing that the FA themselves have chosen not to have the manager for this game, is it an opportunity? What kind of message are you sending to the managers, to the players? I'm not going to blame the players. I'm not going to question the integrity of the players in respect of them joining up. But if they've got the knocks and they feel like, I'm going to sit out of this one, then the opportunity should be for the people who are coming in.
So you're saying the optics of a rather muddled situation,
Absolutely.
which the FA have created?
Absolutely, of course.
Did you feel that as well?
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Yeah. Of course. No, it's a difficult one to answer because you don't know how many players would have been involved. But players obviously are genuinely injured, and some players don't want to take risks. If the new manager was there, yeah, of course, you would have thought 1 or 2 might have made more of an effort. But you just have to trust the players that they are injured, and they'll get an opportunity to impress the manager over the next few months.
I was going to say, with everything we're saying here, the bigger issue is the calendar, is the schedule. That's what it comes down to. The managers are talking about it, the players are talking about it, people are getting injured. And they're glossing over that. There's the Club World Cup now has expanded, the Champions League's expanded. There's a lot of games with the games that's already going, Poogs.
What do you make of what he said about those who haven't made the trip to Athens?
I was very surprised, if I'm going to be totally honest. We're talking about somebody that's been in the trenches with those guys. Every single England call-up's important. Every single one of them is an opportunity. And it just felt like, we're talking about the captain of a bunch of players. Like I said, he's been in the trenches with them. The team that, Gareth has really got this group together. We're really together. Everything's so strong. Going from all that unity in the squad to then a few withdrawals, and then you're hearing the lack of commitment. Again, I have to go back to the FA. The FA have chosen not to have their manager here. They've kind of set a precedent for it. But for Harry to say that about players that he's been in the trench with 2 finals, the semi-finals of the World Cup, knowing the calibre of the players, to say he's disappointed to see them not coming, especially with the fixtures and how the game's going crazy with the amount of games they have to play. I found it was a bit of a shock to me, to be honest.
Maybe a bit of a warning from Harry Kane that when Thomas Tuchel takes over, don't let this drift, because that's the word that's been used about this week. Don't let this continue. We have to get back to what it was like under Gareth Southgate in terms of your commitment and passion for playing for England.
Well, that was the noise that's always coming out of the England camp over the last few years, that they're all in it together. They're obviously proud to play for their country, and they'll always turn up. So, yeah, at the time, I think it was strange from kind of Harry Kane to have a go there. But he's a senior player, and he's entitled to give his opinion, whatever. And life goes on. I think the big surprise for me tonight is Harry Kane's not playing. Whatever, but players not turning up. I think that's that's the big surprise for me tonight.
Roy, but the thing with it is, Roy, is that, like I say, with him as the captain, he knows these guys. It's like he knows these guys. I can't understand it. I was shocked to hear.
Do you think they'll be rather surprised that somebody they know as well as they do has said that?
We're talking about a time where it's an opportunity for people to try and get themselves fit. They know what's going on. No one's taken the liberties with Carsley or Tuchel. The fact is they've taken an opportunity to try and get themselves fit for their clubs.
But my worry is when they throw a comment out like that and say, listen to players, which players is he talking about? Jokes aside, a lot of these players have turned up week in, week out for the last few years for England and their club, and they're always available. So which lads is he talking about? He's just made a general comment, which, you don't know who he's talking about.
Yeah. Let's just have a look with England warming up at the timeline, which you referred to earlier, Roy, that the FA wanted this neatness of Thomas Tuchel taking over and going straight into World Cup qualifiers. Well, unless England win tonight, win at the weekend, that won't happen, because a point tonight, Greece will win the group, in which case it's the right-hand side of that particular graphic that he'll be going into. He'll have 2 playoffs to try and get promotion to Group A. Then there'll be the friendly. So the World Cup qualifiers won't start till September. So it might throw the entire timeline out the window.
But it's great to have a plan, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's great to have this plan.
Yeah.
In an ideal scenario, the players have to go out and perform. They didn't. That's the reason they're in this position, because they gave away 2 shocking goals against Greece. But they have an opportunity tonight to make up for it and get a positive result and eradicate that idea of going into the playoffs.
Yeah, slightly feeds into what's going on, though, Ian, doesn't it? If they have to go through the playoffs, this whole neatness about Thomas Tuchel starting with World Cup qualifiers.
Exactly. So then it doesn't make any sense. He might as well be there. Just be here. Our manager.
Yeah.
I don't know what more to say.